the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of Double X.
Positive Power 21.org Internet Radio.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live-Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Royce Live-Worldwide.
That's right, you tell him, little buddy. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Late Night with Jerry Royce Live-Worldwide and the beautiful Kimmie Kim out of St. Louis. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I know it's rough. I know Mondays can be rough. You got a lot on your plate and still in the pandemic. Yeah, man. Things are so interesting. And what's so crazy is you don't really know what to believe these days. You know, you listen to what other people are saying and you say, oh, man, I feel the same way. You know, you really don't know where to go. The only difference now with the media is number 45 is not out there adding to the rest of the madness. So you got a chance to breathe a little bit before he makes his return. All right, let's see what's going on in Kimmie Kim's world. What's up, Kimmie Kim? How you doing?
Hi, Jerry. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. Yeah. My day was filled with sports.
Good.
Yeah, I tried to fill my day up with sports, but for some reason I hit that that little news thing that come across our phones, a notification, and then I just started reading about all the madness that's going on in the world. I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, my goodness.
I know, it's crazy out there. Man.
That's why it's kind of hard for me to listen to it because it's so negative.
It is. That's why I'm starting to hear about a lot of people are looking at purchasing land that they can live off of. I think people that's why I think RV sales are up so high. People buying RVs and just leaving it all behind, the internet, the cell phones. I guess if you don't have, say you're one of those people, that your parents have passed on, your kids are grown and got their own life. This might be a good time to just go ahead and take your early out and buy yourself an RV and get yourself a little bit of land and grow your food.
Yep, basically. And then you can move. You can travel.
Yeah, just read books. I wouldn't even travel. People be telling you stuff. Just communicate with your neighbor. He don't know no more than you know. Just share books. Go to the library. Find a nice small town with a good library.
That is a good life. That is a good life.
Yeah, just read. Yeah, just read and watch videos. Save your VCR. I was about to throw my VCR away. But I said, maybe I should keep that.
I'll save that.
You can still get
VCRs. Worth something.
Yeah, you can still get CDs and stuff at the library. You don't need no streaming services. The movies are getting pretty bad now anyway. They don't make no sense. Man. Wow.
Yeah, it's just getting crazy. I just can't watch that news anymore. It's like
it was
people just doesn't have any standards. Some people just don't have standards like they used to. So it's just too much.
And then the thing about it is it's just so high up. It's among our leadership. They confused. It's like, man, I don't know what to say. Don't get into no conversation with your neighbors or anybody about vax, unvaxxed, booster. Because, I'm starting to believe what people are saying. It's like, next thing you know, it's going to be 5 boosters. Just the first and second and third one didn't work. I told my wife a long time ago, that's how them things not going to work. Because one size can't fit all. Everybody is different.
Right.
When it comes to ethnicity, size. I remember a long time ago, Kimmie, real quick before we let our wonderful, wonderful, phenomenal guest Bre Smith out. I was working for the health department, and it was part of a program that was in the city that was to help combat, kind of help at-risk moms who children was at risk of lead poison because their homes, they were renting homes that still had lead paint still around. Lead paint take like 20, 25 years to break down, but if nobody go back and paint it or remove it, it's still there. So it was part of a big $9 million program funded by the government with the health department in the middle of it. And so anyway, make a long story short, I remember I was one of the counselors that I was working with, because I was a counselor at the time. She told me she was really big in herbs and holistic health. That was the first time I really knew anything about it, because the guy used to come by and drop off stuff, and they were really big into this stuff, And so she said, before I sell you this, I have to do a strength test with you. So what she did, she tell you to hold your thumb and your middle fingers as tight as you can, and she put her fingers in there and she pull it. And depending on how many seconds it take for her to, pull through your grip, that told her exactly how much dosage you're allowed to have, or ounces or teaspoons you're allowed to have with these herbs. I was like, well, that is interesting, test. And that's, she said, yeah, one size doesn't fit all. Everybody can't take the same amount of dosage and stuff. Everybody's different. And so that's why that's what I told my wife. That was the main concern.
Do the booster.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the fence with that.
Do the booster?
Yeah, I'm on the fence with that, because I've been doing pretty good ducking it out, ducking the COVID out.
Okay.
But I told my wife that a long time. I said, hon, I just don't get it. They giving the old people and the 20-year-olds and the healthy teens the same dosage. So does it mean that the kids are getting too much of something they don't need? Because you really don't know what the person immune system if you're not doing a test before you give them the shot. How you know this person even need it? Versus the people who have, and then some of the people who have compromising immune system who got issues, they're having like real bad side effects. What's out there right now, and and then there's some people who have underlying issues, but they may be like in their 40s and 50s, but still in pretty good shape. You wouldn't know they were sick unless they told you. Then they probably can handle the one size fit all. But that was always my concern, was how you give the same measurement of medicine to everybody.
And you can't.
Yeah, athletes.
Because everybody will respond differently.
Right. Like the athletes, the NFL guys. Some of them guys be walking around, they sick, they still playing. They was in the game before they started, because now they test the players before they play. So they'll pull them.
Right.
They'll pull your players out, and they won't be able to, suit up. But it's like you didn't know.
For I think Ben from Pittsburgh is on the list.
Yeah, he didn't play. He didn't play Sunday. Yeah, I saw his name pop up Saturday. Yeah, it was a tie game.
So the virus is still active.
Yeah. So then, did he look sick? Did he have the sniffles? Now, one of the guys on the Ravens, he did an interview. I heard him on a podcast on one of these guys' podcasts, and he said, "Yeah, I heard you had COVID." He said, "Yeah, he had it last year," and he said he got really sick. He said he was sick for like 10, 12 days or something like that, and I think it was right near the bye week, so you didn't really notice that he was gone that long. And he said he has asthma, and he said it really hit him.
Oh wow!
Really, yeah, he said it hit him really hard. He said it was the sickest he ever felt in his life. You got to speak on Kimmie Kim. I heard myself.
That's why I am not playing with this COVID-19. COVID-20, COVID-21. It's real.
Yeah, man. And then the after effects too, because we had some guys on the show a couple of weeks ago, and they were in a gospel quartet, and two of the members had got sick, and they have like memory issues. Yeah. That's the scary part. Some of us barely got memory now. Yeah, imagine.
Wow.
If you you lose 24% more, and that's what that's coming across the news wire. That's why I don't hate on the news wire so much, because some people say, hey, you can't believe everything you read. But I said, yeah, but I've been hearing some people who've been saying the same thing. They're more tired than they ever been. They had memory loss. And there was some other little things. Oh, yeah, a lot of people starting to have, like, real bad joint pain. So people are having the same symptoms after COVID that some of the people who are getting with the shot. Joint pains. Some injuries just don't go away. And I think that's some of the concerns of some of your more athletic, players, that they don't want to, it's crazy. It's tough, man. It's tough to make a decision. And then holistic healing is not really working, because that was one of the things that the guy on Green Bay was practicing, and he still got COVID. But he played pretty. I didn't watch the whole game, but I was going to see how well he did. But I heard it affected Cam Newton really bad when he was with New England, and he came back. He wasn't the same. And he was still getting over, and he was still trying to get over a shoulder injury anyway. But he's back now with the Panthers, so that's going to be interesting to see how well he does.
But he won that. He came back too.
Yeah,
he beat the Saints.
Yeah, I know. That's a good team. Yeah, I got to go back and look at that game. He looks slimmer too. Did he look slimmer to you? I didn't even know that was him. I thought it was somebody else with number 1 on. Yeah, he looks smaller. Yeah, and that's one thing. You do lose some weight when you get that vaccine, I'll tell you that much. But anyway, you ready to talk to your guest, Miss Bre Smith? She's an interesting lady from the DMV. I was
really impressed with her.
Yeah. She got a lot going on. She actually was on Powerlift a couple weeks ago, and her and I actually going to be doing a project together, a few projects, and we're really excited what she's offering to the author community, the writing world. So here we just let her out.
Wow.
She got herself on mute.
Okay, let's do it.
Bree, we ready to talk to you. Hey, there she is. How you doing?
How are you guys doing this evening?
Good. Just trying to get it out. Yeah, we're trying to get it out.
I'm doing good. You guys had me rolling earlier, though. I was like, man, I needed that.
Yeah, we can be comedians at times when the world got concerns. As the world turns, right?
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. As the world turns, it's turning.
You remembered that that used to be a soap opera.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was the good old days, man. I don't know what's going on with the soap operas now. Do they got aliens on those shows now? Because I don't even know what else they can talk about.
Oh my goodness! I ain't
they do got an alien TV show. Yes.
Okay.
Roswell reboot or whatever.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my! I did not know that.
I was just wondering what was going on with the soap opera world since we got reality TV. Like the housewives of this and that. That's your most current type of soaps now.
Right.
Yeah, they be riding each other, and I know some of them too, man. I be like, oh my God, they just putting it out there on each other. Man, come on, man.
But it makes us look bad, like black women. Like, really, we're not like that.
But you ever watch the New Jersey wives too? They be hitting each other with champagne bottles and stuff.
Oh well, I'm used to them doing that.
Yeah,
but
they
we
don't
call each other names. I don't like that.
You can't really talk too bad about what they do in Potomac and Atlanta because the other ethnic groups be having the same issues. Even though it's a show about the Indian, so they got a reality show.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, beautiful girls, and I didn't know they spoke like that. They got dirty mouths. I was like, wait a minute. I always thought the Indian women were really high up. It was like they were really, about their dad and everything, what their father think, and they just kept covered up. And I told one of my friends, my buddy said, now I see why the Indian girls' fathers had them covered up all the way down to their ankles. He said, man, they got very nice bodies. I said, I know, man. They got nice shapes. Very beautiful women. But, hey, now they wearing yoga pants outside. I can't believe what I be seeing. Like painted on skin. It's getting crazy out there, Kimmie Kim. I don't know what to say. All right, well, look.
I know, right?
You guys go ahead and have your show, man. We'll be carrying on forever if y'all let me stay on the line. But look, y'all have a great show. Have a good show.
This is awesome. Well, thank you, Batman and Bre Smith. Thank you so much for this opportunity to fellowship with you. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Kimmie?
I'm doing good. Where are you at? Where you at?
I live in Woodbridge, Virginia.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I just want to thank you once again, like I said, for this opportunity to fellowship with you. I read your bio, very impressive. Before we dig into that information, can you tell the listener who is Bre Smith?
Oh, yes. So, hey, everybody. My name is Bre Smith. I am a wife to the lovely Eric Smith. I'm also a minister. I was a youth minister for 2 years, currently in transition. And I am also a author. I'm a children's book author, and I've also recently launched a co-author book. So I'm excited about that. That just came out this past weekend, called Let the Kingdompreneur Speak. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, that, a businesswoman. I mean, I feel like there's so many titles, coach. The list can go on, but that's pretty general.
Oh, wow. Look at you. And so how did you begin those many different tasks? What made you start doing like the coaching and the writing? Were there like some testimonies that came out of those? The purpose that you're doing now?
Yes, I will say I've always had a knack for like wanting to help people and seeing other people succeed. And everybody would always, because before this I was like in a corporate setting, and it was so funny because I was a project manager, and I was like, why am I always feel like I'm counseling my employees more than I am, or coaching them, like, getting them to be productive. And so I kind of was like, okay, maybe there's more to this, and I was like, I need to really use my degree, because my degree is actually in psychology. I have a bachelor's in psychology. So I was like, I really want to use this. And so I was like, I'm going to go. And so I literally switched from that to just doing like, social services type work. And I ended up actually working for an agency where I got the chance to work with children.
Wow.
And at first it kind of freaked me out a little bit because, like, I was used to work with adults,
Right.
Like, man, kids.
Different age group now.
Right. But, I found it to be like my passion, because it was like I still felt like I was still like pouring out, just based off my own life testimony and upbringing. And just like I said, schooling and things like that. To really help the kids. And I was like, you know what? Because I was starting to because I was working in a school. So I was like a therapeutic day treatment counselor. And so I was working in the school system. But once the benefits got cut off by the government, unfortunately, that ended. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do next? And it's so crazy because that happened right around the time the pandemic happened. So it was like a couple of months before. But it was that transition where I was like, okay, this is what you've been called to do, focus on what makes you happy. And so, yeah, I told them, like Pastor Red and them a couple weeks ago, I literally was like praying and fasting because, when the pandemic happened, I'm like, Lord, is the Lord coming back? I got to get myself together, And so I'm praying and fasting, and after I get done praying and fasting, the Lord ends up taking me in a vision immediately. And I had saw myself as a little girl, but I didn't see myself like a regular person. I literally saw myself as a cartoon figure. And so, yeah. And so I was like, okay. And from that, I ended up seeing the Lord, but I had seen him, like, if you remember the Prince of Egypt, like Jethro, I literally saw the Lord being this big dude just sitting on the throne. And I remember just being a kid running up the stairs and like literally hiding in his beard. It was such like an intimate moment in that vision. So when I came out, I literally heard the Lord say, I want you to write a children's book series based off your life testimony. And you're going to call it Bree's Heavenly Adventures with Jesus. And literally, I was like, okay, never knew how to, always had a passion for writing books, but never thought about writing children's books. And so I was like, okay, so that's when I just started writing. And literally, I did a little research because I didn't know how to set up a children's book. But after that, it was like the pages began to write themselves. And I was like, my God.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I started that whole journey just based off of that.
So that's good to know, because we do need more Black authors that look like us, especially for our children. What kind of stories do you tend to write for children?
Yeah, so the first book within my series is called Bree's Heavenly Adventures and the True Meaning of Unconditional Love. So
Okay.
that book was based off my testimony with the relationship between me and my father growing up, because we weren't really good. Like, he was very abusive. He was an abusive man growing up, physically, emotionally. And so, but in the book, I was like, I think that's a little too graphic. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna let him be an absentee father. Because, there's a lot of absentee fathers. And so in the book, little Bree's excited. She's like, oh man, I'm getting ready to play with my dad. And then he cancels on her and she gets upset. And so from there, her mom is like, how do you, talk to your child and get them to calm down? And, so she's like, hey, sometimes daddies are scared, but I know a daddy, they'll never leave you or forsake you. And then that's like, oh, wow, who's this daddy? So little Bree's all excited. And she's like, oh, it's Jesus, daddy Jesus. And so then she's like, oh, I have a heavenly daddy. So it starts her out like having this whole where she's like, passionate about going on this adventure to discover who Jesus is for herself as a child.
Okay.
And she ends up, of course, praying and asking him into her heart. And she ends up, having literally heavenly adventures. So he'll literally take her spirit into heaven, and she'll have like these heavenly encounters where he'll teach her like moral lessons. So the first book is about just developing that relationship between her and her heavenly father. What is true unconditional love?
Mm.
And then
I love that, because I love that book that you're describing, because we have a lot of, unfortunately, children who don't have relationship with either their mom or their dad, and sometimes that is an empty, hole, and they don't know how to care or know how to be caring towards one another. So when I hear that you're writing a book about unconditional love, that can help like those children with their breakthrough, because sometimes children tend to act out because they are missing something. So that is so amazing. That is so amazing.
And the second book that I have is about friendship. So I was bullied a lot as a kid too. And so like, how do you navigate bullies? And so, and that once again, Jesus is the moral character, and he's telling her how do you identify a bully, versus like, what is a friend? Like, how do you pick a friend? Things like that. Cause most kids don't know that, they don't. Know me. I was just like, oh, I'm trying to be your friend. And it's like, oh, well, we don't like you because you look weird, or, your clothes is weird or something, for the small.
Yeah, that's reality though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just writing real stories. I know I have another book in there about grief, because I had to process grief as a child, and I didn't know how to process that. That's like my third book I'm actually going to be releasing next year. How do helping kids to process grief. Yeah, so like, real issues, that it hit home. That's what the series is about. I have identity in there. I think I said I was going to make the last book about forgiveness in there as well. Just, talk how does kids navigate forgiveness. So, but yeah, I'm still writing. I still got like 3 books to write, but I'm excited about that. So.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Wow. So you're telling real life stories.
Hold on for a second, Kimmie. Kimmie. Somebody got a mic. Is somebody on a speakerphone?
Oh,
no.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta use a handset or headphones. All right. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So Bree, are you on a speakerphone?
No, I took it off, but I gotta find some headphones.
Yeah, because the echo got worse. Sound like it. What about you, Kimmie? Are you on a speakerphone?
Oh no, I have my headphones.
Okay, so it must be Bree. Yeah, use your handset. Take it off the speaker, because I could see the indicator lighting up on your end when I talk. So I mean your headphones is picking up the microphone. I mean your earpiece. All right.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, it's still echoing.
Okay. Yeah, I just put you in my AirPods.
Did you change the setting? Cause you have iPhone.
Yeah, I have iPhone.
Yeah, you might have to go in there and change the setting. Make sure it's on iPod. All right, let's go to commercial break while she fix that, okay?
Okay.
Business owner that feels there's nothing you can do to avoid high deductibles, taxes, want to save on training your employees or lower workers' comp claims? Are you or a loved one experiencing a loss, tired of high copays, leftover debts and expenses, or medical bills from an accident, illness, or disease like heart attack, stroke, COVID-19, diabetes, or cancer? Whenever crisis strikes, and it will for all of us, it's hard to make heads or tails of what will or will not be covered. I'm Miriam White, a licensed professional and a mom who understands how financial gaps impact our community. I partnered with Aflac to get money back to your family or business, bottom line. So don't wait to protect those you care about the most. Follow me on Facebook at MIRIAM Talks Insurance. Call, text, or refer someone today at 470-223-1506. Mention Hope 2021, a better financial tomorrow today.
All right. Thank you, Health Chat. And Kimmie, I hear the echo coming out. I hear the echo coming out of your phone.
No,
Because when I talk
on my.
See, when I talk, I can hear, I can see it lighting up when I'm talking. It shouldn't light up when I'm talking.
This is what I've been using for the last times. I'm not on a speakerphone or anything.
So do your headphone plug into your phone, or is it wireless?
It's plugged into my phone.
All right, unplug it and plug it back in.
Okay. Hello?
Yeah. Okay, that's better. There we go. Now it's working. See, it wasn't working at first.
Oh.
Let me test it one more time, because I heard it during the commercial coming through your headphones. So now it sounds like it's better now. I don't see it lighting up. Okay, so it was you.
It was not. It was you. No, just kidding. I've been using these headphones since day one. I'm gonna beat you up.
It might be. You might have a leak. It may be leaking a little bit. Because I can still see it light up a little bit when I'm talking, but it goes like off and on.
Let me see.
Yeah, check your settings.
How about now?
Hey, Bre, I think it was actually Kimmie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like running off the line. I was like, maybe I need to just do it old school and call in.
Yeah, Kimmie might have to disconnect too, maybe. I don't know. But I don't see it happening now, so it should be better now. So I'll edit the show. So forgive us, ladies and gentlemen, that are listening to the live broadcast. We got to get it right, though, for Spotify, right? All right. Continue.
All righty. Well, we left off on you talking about your wonderful books, and we were talking about how you're talking about real life issues that you have faced and how, children can cope with bullying and things like that. So that is so amazing. And with that being said, what are some of your accomplishments that you are very proud of, when it comes to writing? Because it sounds like you enjoy it, and at the same time, it's therapeutic for you as well.
Yeah. Wow, that is powerful. I'm gonna definitely say right now my children's books definitely will be the number one thing. I also am a publisher of a magazine I've launched with my AuthorPush brand. So I definitely love that too. I feel like it's coming along quite well. So I would love to see where that goes in the future. But yeah, I would say right now my children's books. And you know what else is so funny? Because I know that's my testimony, but I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, because I had actually read one of my friend's books, and she wrote a beautiful memoir testimonial book. And I was like, I said, you have really helped me. I said, I think I'm going to tell my full story and really write that, and see how many adults I can help as well, because I think it's important to not only see the children heal, but I think families need to heal.
Mm-hmm.
And
Amen.
yeah, like that's my one of my biggest things. I feel like for far too long, especially in Black families, we always say, "Oh, what goes on in this house stays in this house." But I feel like that's what's keeping us down, and broken. And I'm all about, healing, right? So the only way you can heal is the deal. And so, yeah.
Amen. I like
and I
that.
love to write. And I feel like writing is very therapeutic for me. So,
Yes, that's how I came out of my storms, through writing. I love to journalize, and sometimes I'll go back to my old journals and be like, "Wow, God is good." So, what are some of the things you love to do outside of writing?
Yeah. Man. I love to travel. Haven't been able to really travel like I would like currently. I am going home for the holidays though, so that's
Yeah.
nice.
Okay.
So
where are you going?
Back to Kentucky. So I'm originally from Louisville. So yeah.
I love Louisville. I was just there back in I want to say May. My cousin got married. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, June. We were there for the Juneteenth thing, and we were downtown at the Embassy Suites, and it is so lit in Louisville downtown. I was so impressed. I had to use the young people term because I was like, Kentucky, we probably gonna be bored. So looking at horses and things like that. I'm like, your downtown is better than St. Louis downtown. It's like, okay, I need to be quiet. Yes,
wow.
Our downtown is ghost town all the way. There's no people. But you guys have people. You have a riverfront you can go to and walk on. It was just beautiful.
Right. Wow. I never knew that. And I've always wanted to visit St. Louis.
You'll be like, I see what you're saying. We only just 3 hours away from you. My cousin married, and I said to my girls, we need to put this on a trip that we need to take every year because it was so inexpensive. It was just 2 hours away, and the hotel. Oh my goodness, I was really impressed with Embassy Suites at the downtown location. I mean, it was definitely worth the trip. So I am so sold out for Louisville.
Well, that's good because I ain't gonna lie, I was so ready to get up out of there.
Really? So really? So you like it better where you are now versus Louisville, and why?
Yes. I just feel like it's more to do out here on the East. That's just me, but I don't know if everybody feels that way about their hometown. They're like, oh, it's my hometown,
Right.
But yeah, I'm so over Louisville. But I mean, it is beautiful. I will say our city is beautiful.
You got a nice city.
Yeah, I will say it is. And there is stuff to do, but I guess I'm just more into different things.
Pennsylvania, yeah. No, you're Virginia, yeah. You're near the beach and everything. So, yeah. So that's awesome. That's what's up. And what are some of the things that you tend to like write on outside of children? Like you said that you also write outside of children books. What are some of your writings that you do?
Yeah. So I've recently got done publishing or co-publishing a book called Let the Kingdompreneur Speak.
Okay.
And so it still ended up writing about, being an author in that book. Because, it's just a kingdom resource for anybody out there that's like a kingdom entrepreneur. So this book is phenomenal. I just started reading everybody else's stories in the book and listening to their stories. Very good resource if you are a kingdom entrepreneur looking for, ideas. But my story within that book was just like, 3 steps to find the right children's book author. Because I was finding like a lot of people were just out there, trying to put a book together based off their budget. And I'm like, you can't just put a book together based off your budget. You know, you got to actually put some thought, and it's probably going to cost you some money. You know,
Right. Right.
It's an investment. You know, and so just helping people to actually invest, teaching people to invest in themselves. But yeah, so now it's like from that and the children's books, and now I'm like helping other authors, like with this whole author branding thing with my AuthorPush. So I have like a internet broadcast that I do once a month with authors where I help promote them, promote their books and their services. And like Jerry said, we're getting ready to launch actually a talk show. So I'm excited about that for authors to get on TV and do like more in-depth interviews. So I'm excited for that. And like I said, I'm looking to expand even more into that part of coaching, like just helping other authors, like, with branding and things like that, like how they can actually come out more, So, yeah.
And so that's what I like about you. You're helping people to get to where you are, and you don't have any reluctance. Sometimes people tend to say, well, I got mine, you go get yours. So that's how we work together. We pull each other up as we are learning. And so that's amazing. Thank you so much for showing that collaboration is more successful than competition at any time.
Yes.
So yes, I really believe in that. So what are some of your favorite things that you like to do, like hobbies outside of writing?
Oh, man. Well, outside of traveling, I'm still a big kid, so you'll catch me at like laser. I love the laser tag, but
oh, look at you! Overall,
I love to music park. Yeah, beach. I love to go to the beach.
Hiking. I'm jealous. You're in Virginia. Hiking. Wow.
Yeah, I'll do some hiking. Shopping, of course. So yeah, that's pretty much my path. And then reading, I ain't gonna lie, I do love to read. I've always loved to read since I was a kid. So I read all kinds of books.
Where are some of your favorite authors that you love to read about?
Oh, wow. I really don't have favorite authors. It's more like genres that I read currently.
Okay.
So I'm mainly into a lot of business books these days. So I read a lot of business books or like self-help books on leadership. But anything that'll kind of just help me, what I'm doing now.
Development. Mm-hmm. And so you're a coach as well. How long have you been coaching?
Ooh, I just started that this year. So I've been doing a little bit of that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow. So I see now maybe a talk show and who knows, more things to come. What is your next project and that you're working on?
Yeah, my next project that I'm working on is definitely getting this book out, the third book. But I'm also working on making like some digital courses to go along with my children's books. Yeah, so kind of making it more like an educational curriculum type thing. So I'm working on that, bringing that together with a couple other like supplemental books to go with that. So yeah, that's I'm working on that. And like I said, just working on trying to develop some coaching things for the authors. But
Wow, my sister, you are busy. Oh my goodness, you're writing, you're coaching, you are helping others to become authors, you're reading. Wow. What are some of your things that you love to do when it comes to relaxing? Because I really believe that is essential as well.
Outside of just sleepy, definitely just doing like a spa day, just taking care of me, getting my hair done.
Self-care. Self-care is important for authors, so that and have some more thoughts to come about, to write about, because, you're using your mind, and, you need that self-care to give that mind a great mental massage.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Wow. And so I love the fact that you're so laid back. You're from Louisville. You live in Virginia. Um, it looks like you're having the best time in your life. I read your bio how went through bullying issues in the past, and you have this much needed joy. What can you tell someone who is listening to you about the steps that you took to overcome the things that you have gone through?
Wow. So first and foremost, I just have to credit all that to Jesus, because without the Lord, I do not know where I would be. And
There
I
we go,
think,
girl. Come on.
like real talk, the Lord, I mean, I think he even saved me as a little girl. Because I remember when the abuse was so bad, I wanted to run away from home, and I heard a voice say, "Don't do that." And I was like, where does this voice come from? It came out of nowhere, but I know now it was God, and talking to me like, how are you going to take care of yourself? You'll leave, but not right now. You'll leave when you get older. So, yeah, I would just say, definitely the Lord. Pray about it. Oh man, Lord. Yeah, the Lord. Setting goals for myself too, because I know when I was in my situation, and actually all my situations, it was always like, okay, if I had something that I could obtain, right, or I'm working towards obtaining, that always put joy in my heart. Like, okay, if I can get to this next thing, so I'm always looking at that too. So the Lord, setting goals for myself, surrounding myself with positive people, removing all those negative people out of my life. That drain or, has toxicity. Because I think a lot of times when we get into, as you go, anywhere, as you go up in life, or you're trying to move, do more positive things, there's people around you that'll try to hold you back,
Yes.
And it's
they
like,
tend to control you. Yep.
Yes, and it's like you got to break free from that, and out of other people's expectations too. Because that was my biggest thing. Because I always felt like I had to live up to everybody's expectations, and like an image, and I'm like, I just want to be who God created me to be, and so that, as well as just like I said, following your passion. What are you passionate about? Just really begin to start asking yourself these questions, like, what am I passionate about? Like I said, setting goals for yourself, removing yourself from negative people, and also negative situations and environments too, because sometimes the environment can keep you down. But yeah, so I would definitely say that.
What can you say to maybe a teenager who is going through a verbal abuse situation, and that person has nowhere to go because the person is a single parent, and the dad may not be around or the mom may not be around, but that is their only resource is the single parenting. But they are always, putting down by that parent, and the parent tells them that they won't be nothing. What can you put in them, or what can you tell them on how to keep focused? Because you know how sometimes your environment is a product of who you are. So unfortunately, we do have some children who are living in those type of conditions. Because I love the fact that you mentioned your abusive relationship growing up, and now look at you. You're so amazing. What kind of advice would you give that person who's listening?
Yeah. So any kids that are out there that are going through a situation similar to what I went through growing up, like I said, my biggest thing was I knew I wanted to get out. And I think that's probably why I wanted to leave Louisville so bad, if I'm being real.
Okay.
But yeah, my biggest thing was I wanted to get out. And so I thought education was my way out. Right. So I was like, look, I'm going to push myself to make good grades and get myself in a good place, because I will be real with you guys. I remember I had very bad anger issues growing up because, you know, I was in an abusive household. So I didn't know how to express that. So I was very, very angry at my father, at the bullying. And so a lot of times I would end up acting out because I had all that pain that I was holding on to. And because I didn't have anybody that I felt like I trusted that I could talk to as an adult or as a friend or a mentor, you know, there was no outlet for that. And then on top of that, I didn't feel safe either because I had two younger siblings that had learning disabilities. So if I would have notified an adult, then, you know, CPS could have came and, you know, things
Be
like that. So I was, yes,
Mm-hmm.
and I was very scared. So I held all that in, you know, because I was like, I don't want my situation to be worse than what it is.
Got you.
But, you know, I would say, like, if you have a grandmother, you know what I mean, or somebody that you trust, that you can even just talk to about, you know what I mean, about what's going on. I say do that. Don't hold it in. Even ask your parents, and this is the biggest thing I could tell any parent, any teen. It is okay to get help, like a mental health. And because, you know, I realized as a 30-year-old woman, I'm like, I have to go get a trauma counselor to unpack everything that I dealt with in my childhood. And I really felt like if I would have had somebody like that, you know, helping me along the way, where would my life have been, you know? So I definitely say that too. It's okay. It's okay to tell somebody, you know. Just make sure you're telling a trusted person, you know, not somebody that's going to use that against you or anything like that. So yeah, that would be my biggest advice. And then, you know,
awesome.
like I said, just setting goals for yourself, and just always thinking positive. I know how hard it can be because I know during that time, I was very suicidal, you know, because I was angry, but I seen what suicide did to my family because my cousin committed suicide, so I never did it. And so I was like, So that was not an option for me, but yeah. That pain, if you feel all that, you need to talk to somebody. You have to let that out. You cannot hold on to that.
You're so amazing. Thank you so much for those wonderful words of encouragement. So, what kind of legacy would you like to leave behind? What would you like for people to remember you as?
Oh, wow. Definitely, I mean, outside of my authorship, just as a genuine person, as a loving, caring person that really did the best that she could.
I see that already.
You know, to really leave an impact on this world and society, like help make some type of difference and change. Like that's what I wanted to be, like a change maker or change agent. So really making that.
Wow. I just love your realness, and I love the fact that you are being transparent with what you have gone through, and you have victory in your voice, and I just love that. How can people reach out to you if they want to purchase your book, they want to book you for an event for, you know, children or coaching or any type of seminar? How can people get in touch with you?
Oh, yes. You can reach me at bresmithglobal@gmail.com. Also, if you would like to get a copy of my children's book, you can do so at www.breesheavilyadventures.com. Also, I'm on IG at Bre Smith Official. And then if you just want to follow me on Facebook, it's just Bre Smith. I have both a personal page and a fan page.
Okay. Wow. I would love to keep in touch with you because you are definitely inspiring people like you who are really into the young people, because we do have, unfortunately, children being raised in broken homes such as abuse, and they think that is the norm. So I really thank you so much for your wonderful story. And wow, I'm just like, this is one of those shows where you're like, wow, you've been through that, because your upbringing matters. And look at you now. You didn't allow that to be a stumbling block. You are so amazing. I really mean that, because you had to overcome someone that you trust, and you didn't allow that to be a reason of why you should not, live out your passion or do the things that God has called you to do. So I really call you a shero. That is so amazing. I mean, it's really hard to overcome a situation where you trust your parents, you trust your mom and your dad, and knowing that you were in an abusive relationship with your dad, and you didn't allow that relationship to be a stumbling block in your success. So I thank you so much, Bree, for that. And with that being said, Jerry, do you have anything else to say? I mean, I just love her testimony.
Yeah,
That
powerful.
is just wow.
Powerful
I
testimony.
mean, your parents are the first people that you trust. So for her to just still say, I'm still going to make it, that is so amazing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. See, Bree is from that area where, well, she's in Woodbridge now. She grew up where Lamar Jackson played football. So the town is lit up now. Yeah, they lighting it up now. But anyway, Woodbridge is where Charles Clark is from the Empire.
Oh, really?
From Empire, yeah, Fox Empire show. But also, Woodbridge is only like 10, 15 minutes outside of D.C., so she got a lot to do, Kimmie.
Okay.
They stay busy. That town is like New York. They don't go to sleep in D.C.,
They don't sleep.
The political parties.
sleep.
Yeah, they got all the political parties living there. Ain't nobody sleeping.
I need to see what Bridge is talking about because I heard of it, but I've never been.
Yeah, that's right. It's like Arlington. It's like Northern Virginia. That's where all the money is.
Okay.
Bree lives among all the green stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's where all the
need to hang out with Bree then. Bree, we need to come see you.
Yeah, that's where the big money. Yeah, man. You gotta bring your bank account to go hang out with Bree. There's money up there.
Wow.
Ain't nothing but money around there. Yeah. We travel through that area all the time. Cause it's like the Potomac Mill. They got the really nice shopping centers and you name it. Yeah, man. The food is like it's off the chain.
I love food. Don't mention food. I love a good food.
Yeah,
or
man.
good dinner.
See, they I remember Bree back in the day around the 80s. My friends and I my sister was going to school at Howard, so we were always in D.C. And we used to go to this place. Man, I can't even think of the name. It just skipped me. But man, they used to have people would go there for happy hour, but they had the best dinner. I think it was like a hotel, but they had like a fabulous 4-star restaurant, and then they opened up the dance floor and they had like a top DJ played. It was like every Friday, and it started at 4 p.m.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, wow.
till like 2, 3 in the morning.
Like fun, right?
Yeah. You eat for hours, and people, they serving it up, just chilling, mingling. But then like 8, 9 o'clock, the DJs stuff start lighting it up. It wasn't over till 3 p.m.
Oh, wow.
I gotta think of the name of that place. It had
that's
a really,
what I'm talking about right there.
I don't know if it's still open, but it had a really like cool name to the place too, man. And we used to ride all the way over there for that, like at least once or twice a month, But anyway,
wow.
And plus they got MGM. They got the big MGM, and they got.
No, I still ain't been there yet.
You haven't?
I've been over to I ain't been there yet. I'm gonna try to get there next year though in the summer.
Yeah. I haven't been to any of the shows. Anything. My wife and my children been over there, but I just dropped them off and and picked them up. But you see them ballers. Yeah, man. And also they have the what they call the harbor. I forgot the name of the harbor that quick.
Oh, the National Harbor.
The National Harbor. Nothing but shopping and food, and they got the the big Lord Gaylord Hotel, which is really nice. We're always there. Yeah, Kimmie. That's where the ballers live. Yeah, man.
Okay. Well, we need to hang out there, Jerry, when I come to see you, since you're not that far away from it.
45 minutes.
Oh, that's it?
Matter of fact,
I'll be going from here.
That's good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it don't take me long to get there. Matter of fact, I'm going to be there probably Thanksgiving week. I'll be there.
Oh.
Twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you must be big balling then.
I'm big baller. That's right. I'm claiming that. I'm big baller. That's right.
Amen.
You gotta be big ball.
Ain't
You
nothing wrong with that.
pass through there with your wife and your daughter. You better have some loot.
Oh yeah, Dad, honey, we want to go shopping.
Yeah, man, there's no joke over there. Yeah, it's really crazy how people always think about DC, about the monument and the White House and stuff, but they have like the best of everything there. It's just that there's so much traffic. That's the problem. It's too much traffic.
Right.
But they're working on it though. You gotta get in the express lane. Buy a ticket. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you. I've been to New York a lot too because my grandmother and my aunt lived in Harlem and Long Island, and of course everybody got these things about New York, but man, New York does not compare to DC. Does it? Nowhere
Really?
close.
I ain't never been to New York, so.
You're not missing nothing.
Wow. Oh.
Everything look old. DC is and that's probably why a lot of people move to the Baltimore area because our housing is not as expensive. Because I was just checking out one of my clients today, and his house was valued at $1.7 million, but it was only like 2,700 square feet, and it was old.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that was considered cheap in that neighborhood, and that was like outside of Brooklyn. But I'm just right. So that's why a lot of people move to this area because you can get that same, because it was like $500 per square foot to buy property there in Brooklyn. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why people come to Baltimore because I think it's $170 a square foot here. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's $170. But you're close to DC. Yeah. Yeah, Kimmie. Yeah, you got it. But DC, matter of fact, Kimmie, when you came over to hang out with the Bellows, they were only like 10 minutes outside of DC. I mean, you just, you was just passing through, I know.
But I didn't get a chance to go to where she is, Virginia. I want to go there.
But see, she lives on the other side. She's like on the other side of DC where the Bellows were kind of like on the front end, like coming, like the northern end. She was on the southern end. Yeah. Because the northern end is like the Beltway taking you to Baltimore and Pennsylvania and New York.
I remember that.
But she's on Bree lives on the side that's taking you to Virginia, to like, Richmond and Petersburg and into North Carolina.
Yeah.
Well, we need to go see Bree then when I come.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see Bree. I want to see what this you said Virginia is looking like because I love it.
But see, she like it's like Northern Virginia. It's different than like Richmond and Petersburg. It's not country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's more city like.
They're more like suburban, I say.
Yeah, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, the suburban nights.
Okay.
Okay.
So we definitely got to go then.
So Kimmie, when you come here, so you never been to like to any of the monuments or anything like the mall and the Martin
I didn't get a chance to.
MLK.
Because I didn't get a chance to enjoy it because I was there for a few days. So when I come to see you again, I make sure I'm longer than just the weekend.
Yeah, you need 3-4 days just to visit just those monumental places, to see the Capitol and all the great stuff. And then not counting Annapolis. Annapolis is real nice. They got really good food too, man. Their seafood don't play. They don't play. All their little taverns.
I don't think I've been over there yet.
Oh yeah,
I think I've driven through, but I ain't ever.
Oh yeah, they don't play when it comes to food. When it comes to grilling fish and oysters and clams and crab legs, they don't play because everything come out the water fresh.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Ocean City, except for it's more like kind of remind you of Connecticut, like the Hamptons and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Except for the people, they've been living around the water all their lives, Yeah, Maryland Maryland, Virginia is very remarkable territory. There's like 5 big rivers pass through, going through the bay, take you to the oceans, up through Delaware. Even Delaware, they don't play even when it comes to cooking seafood. They're Delaware, like that whole eastern seaboard, all the way to Maryland. Yeah, all over Virginia. From Delaware I'm not counting Jersey, but we're going to say Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia, the whole DMV, and the Delmarva. That's the Delmarva, I'm sorry. Delaware, Virginia, Maryland's the Delmarva. Them people don't play when it comes to cooking. Even the Russians have moved here, have really, really good restaurants.
Really?
Yeah, they all around that Delaware, Ocean City area. Yeah, they got really nice restaurants. And
okay, yeah, I still ain't got to. I've been up there, but I never went during the, the popping season. I always went during the.
Yeah, when they got those festivals. Yeah, man, they got them jazz festivals, seafood festivals. See, a lot of stuff happened in September because we're moving out of beach season, so they start closing out with big jazz fests and music festivals. Of course, they didn't really promote this stuff this year because they really weren't trying to sell a lot of tickets. But when things ever get back to normal, you got to stay on Facebook and see what's going on, in those areas because they don't play, man, when it comes to now. Like in those areas, all the ethnic groups really get along well, so they all have festivals, especially in Baltimore. We have a lot of different ethnic groups, and when they give festivals, everybody comes out. It doesn't matter the Nigerians, Jamaicans, the Italians, the Chinese. They don't care. Everybody show up because they want to eat. and the food gonna be good. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's what I've been trying to tell my husband. I'm like, dude, we need to go to some jazz festivals.
Yeah, man.
I want to go. I missed the one in Virginia Beach this summer. I was like, how did I miss that? That low key.
Yeah, they've been keeping it real quiet because they had one in, I think Easton had one. I think Salisbury had one. Denton. I mean, not Denton. Seaford, Delaware. Yeah, they kept them really quiet. Because I was actually even a promoter. I had asked the promoter was her artist was going to play it, and she said no, he wasn't going to be there. But my brother said he missed it. He's a big jazz nut, Yeah, I've been keeping things a little quiet and low key, but one day, it'll be all bad. Right. But meanwhile, you still can enjoy the restaurants, though. They're open, and they want your business. And especially if you come to Baltimore, you go downtown, because they got the East and West Harbor. You go to the East Harbor, all those small restaurants built around those hotels. Man, they don't play. They don't play. People come in from Florida on their boats. Yeah, because see, remember you can channel your way from Florida all the way to Baltimore with your boat.
Oh wow!
Yep.
75, right?
I don't know the name of the highway for the bay, but I'm talking about the bay. I'm talking about the highway. I'm talking about the waterway. Yeah, coming through Florida on their boats. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's a beast.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
But they take it back out, and then they swing around Delaware, and then they go back up to, because a lot of the people that own homes in the Hamptons and Connecticut and Maine, they also have homes in the eastern shore part of Maryland. See, remember, Maryland has it's two parts of Maryland. You got the eastern, right? You got the eastern and the western. The eastern is more country, suburban, where the western is more, you got your Annapolis, you got Baltimore, you got D.C., and which takes you up into Pennsylvania. Now you're talking about the Dutch country. The Dutch, they can cook too. The Amish, they don't play. And that stuff is all holistic. Oh yeah, they don't. Oh, they baked goods. We had a German chocolate cake and a cinnamon roll that would knock your socks off. Chocolate, they make homemade chocolate too. I always come back with a bag full of stuff. We were just there last weekend. We went there and I said, load it up. I told her $5. I said, nope, double it up. So yeah, they don't play, man. Their eggs are really good too. They got really good eggs, man. I'm working on that now.
That sounds so good. Look, you making me hungry. I'm like, man, I'm about to go get me a late night snack somewhere.
Yeah, man. So I tell you, right? the DMV. The DMV and the Delmarva don't play when it comes, because we got a lot of farmlands here, And then see, the people are worn out, when they got a farm down in the South, they got a farm year round. Here we only farm from April to September. And that's why the food is so good, because they happy to be farming and harvesting. They're happy farmers. They're not worn out. like down in the South, they look mean and mad. That's their only job. Yeah, they happy farmers here. I tell you, man. So anyway, plus our weather not like in the South. One day the farm is there, one day it's gone. The only thing we get is blizzards. You can make it to a blizzard. All right, y'all. Y'all ready to get out of here? We can talk about food for another day. Next thing you know, Kimmie.
All I know is Bree made my day. He was one transparent because I really enjoyed this one because we do have children who are going through verbal abuse by their parents, and so your testimony would help those.
Yeah.
So I thank you so much.
A lot of people,
No problem.
that was kind of powerful too, because especially, you majoring in psychology, that's a very interesting major. I know my daughter majors in that, and she actually switched from nursing to that. And it's very interesting because now this is the time that, and if you ever listen to some of our other podcasts, 'cause the podcast before this show, a Latino woman, she managed that podcast. She hosts that show. And we starting to understand other cultures, the other brown people, they're going through some of the same things we're going through. And of course, their race is so spread out too, because we actually had a young lady that was from Mexico City that was on our TV show with Paula G, and she shared how her dad was very abusive because he was an alcoholic. And she shared how their males don't expect their daughters to seek higher education, so it's a mind game. So if you don't have the support of the females in your family, you may not have more than a middle school education. Wow. Yeah, and that's very interesting because remember, blacks used to be in that situation before, back in the 60s. They was expecting you to, do elementary school, and then by the time you get to middle school, you was working. You doing something?
Yeah, that's what my grandmama said.
Yeah, you were working. Yeah, they wouldn't give you high hopes and praises to get good grades. They just want you to be able to read something, and then you bringing money in to pay bills. But that's where they are probably to this day. They still have that same mentality, So a lot of the people that she have on her show are first generation college graduates. In my family, I think my children are actually the fourth generation.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because their great grandfather had a bachelor's degree. Yeah, and then
I know I'm first generation too.
Yeah, I'm third. Yeah,
my mom actually ended up getting her associates right after I got my bachelor's, so that was good.
Yeah, that's good. Praise God. So that's so interesting listening to them speak about their hardship growing up and the mentality. They've been very transparent, all of them, and these are women who really have to really step it up. They can't pull no punches what they do, or they're gonna get left behind, And they're raising families, taking care of their husbands, and at the same time they're running businesses. And they're authors. You know how hard it is to be an author. You're hustling all the time like a musician. You're always trying to find a gig, to sell your books. So so this is very interesting. And it's going to be very interesting to hear what some of the people have to say on the showcase that Bree is going to be hosting for cable television. So and hopefully we're going to get some more of these shows out and have some of these Latinos to come on the show and talk about their journey as an author. It's very interesting where people are, where the space they're in right now. And it seems like we've been so divided for so long, we don't even know what each other's been doing all this time, right? Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Telling the truth.
Yeah. And just imagine how interesting it would be just to hear some of the stories from the Asians.
Yeah.
Listening to their stories. Some of them are probably, a lot of times you look in your class and you say, oh, yeah, sure, they're going to be a doctor. Yeah, but his dad is probably, back at the deli or the garage, and he probably didn't get no more than a high school education or maybe less. But he put it all in to get his kids through college. So sometimes some of these doctors we have that are Asian and Indian, some of them may be first or second generation college grad. We don't even know their stories. You know, we just assume.
Right.
You know, we just assume because this Indian guy's an engineer. We don't. His dad probably was the first one that moved over here. You know.
Right, with a business.
Yeah.
Owning one of the gas stations or something.
Yeah. We just don't. We all live in the same community, but we don't know each other's journey. You know.
And it's so bad because I live over here in my apartment complex because we just moved from Fredericksburg up here, and it is so multiracial.
Yeah.
I mean, you got everybody. You got black people, white people, Muslims, Hindus. Yep. Asian people. I ain't talked to none of these people yet.
Right. And see, that's the thing, Bree. Most of them, because of the higher cost of living there, they work there, but they live like in this area. Because it only takes them 40, 45 minutes. And then the train, then they catch the train, you know how train take you right there. So a lot of them are moving to these areas. That's why there's so much development is going on, like around like Bowie and Greenbelt. You know, some of those prices, those homes are still going up because I know my wife sold a house over in Bowie, and I couldn't believe what they were selling those houses for in those community. But the people are finding themselves coming this way more, which is weird because you think as you head towards New York, it should get more expensive, but it's not. It's like DC is like that. That big. That's where that money is flowing at. That energy of money, So you gotta pay to play. So yeah. So we're starting to see those people in this area now, and I think a lot of them look happy. They can save some money, And the kids can go to decent school, go to good school for free. They have to pay college tuition for them to go to an elementary school or high school, But they do have in this area if you choose to send your kid to one of those schools. But you get them in a good public school, they can still make it to a decent program. They get accepted at Howard. Howard don't accept nobody. Like, what does it take to get in this school? So anyway, it's all good. All right, ladies, but thank you so much. You guys host a great show, and I enjoyed this last few minutes with y'all. And we'll get together again. Amen.
Yes,
absolutely.
Most definitely.
All right, God is good.
I'm just listening to you guys. I'm hating on y'all right now because y'all are on the East Coast. So I was like, they just showing off on me. All right.
Like the East.
All right.
I know. And it's funny too. Kimmie, it's funny that you bring that up, but a lot of people leave the Baltimore area when they retire and they head down to like North Carolina, the Carolinas.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I've been trying to get to Charlotte for real.
Yeah, Charlotte is I like that. My wife and I spent the weekend in Charlotte. My daughter was hanging out with some of her friends from college. And it's a very interesting small town.
How did you call it small town?
Yeah, it looks small. It's like, is that it? We traveled it in 15 minutes. We was outside the downtown. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I guess because like I said, being in DC and Baltimore, you just can't just drive through.
Right.
15 minutes.
Right.
You'd be lost.
Be there for a minute.
Yeah, you'd be lost before you. So it was interesting.
If you think Charlotte is small, wait till you come to St. Louis.
It must be like Greensboro now. Greensboro real small. It was like.
I had to go to St. Louis now. Yeah. I'm like, I always thought St. Louis was big. Nelly and them made it look big. So
man, they got that little. All of them live on the same block. Yeah, all them live. They all live on the same block. Yeah, all of them. Yeah, pull it up on you Google. Use Google Maps, man. That's how I find stuff. Go to Google Maps, get a street view, and take a look at.
Exactly.
Punch Kimmie address in there.
In LA, so he doesn't live
He
here.
can't afford to live in LA. He back home with his mama.
Well, he had a birthday party a couple of weeks ago. Nobody knew about it. It was a private one.
It was in LA?
How I found about it is because I was Ubering. Like, okay.
Oh, it was there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He went back home.
Told you he was back home.
He was back home for a birthday party.
No, he just said that. He's back home. Everybody's going back home. It's been a pandemic.
Well, he may manage his life.
Them artists not selling. Them artists not selling. If your name is not Beyonce or Adele, you ain't selling nothing. Only.
That's so true. Everybody likes Adele. Even my youngest daughter, she loves Adele.
Yeah.
Now she likes K-pop.
Yeah, if you can afford to put out an album every 5 years, you rich. And doesn't Beyonce do the same thing? Put out an album like every 5 years or something like that. That's when you know you're rich. When you can live off the same money, live off that one paycheck for 5 years. That's when you're rich. All right. That was interesting. I'm going to have to look your neighborhood up, Kimmie Kim. I'm going to go on Google Maps. Street View. Check out the hood. That's what you got to look up, Bree. You got to look up how big the hood is. If it's only 2 blocks of Section 8, that's a small town. Only 2 blocks of Section 8.
Oh, wow.
Man, we have, in Baltimore, they actually had villages of...
That's one bad thing we do. We got enough hood here.
Yeah, I guess because, they don't got no jobs for the black people,
Yep, that's true.
They just staying in mama house. Yeah.
Yep. In St. Louis.
Yeah. I'm going to look that up. That's interesting. I always wanted to see what that town looked like. Give me an...
I did, too.
Yeah, type me in an address. Send me an address, Kimmie Kim, so I can look up. St. Louis. All right? And see what it looked like. Well, I just Google Lamar. I Google Lamar Jackson's old house where he lived at before he became rich.
Yeah, St. Louis, you're going to be like, they got enough hood, but they don't have a lot of economics there.
So the schools are built around, like I know for a while, and this is interesting. Years ago, Howard University was actually in the middle of the hood. But now they actually got a doggy. The campus is actually a doggy park for the rich people.
Oh, wow.
When we was walking on the quad, where all the sorority and fraternities got their stuff going on, we seen white people walking their little designer dogs. Yeah, picking up poop with a plastic bag.
Wow.
Yeah, they built up around Howard University.
Are not in the hood. They're in the nice area. That's one good thing I could say.
But out there?
Watch you.
You talking about in St. Louis?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the way it used to be like that here, that the colleges were in the hood. But now once the schools start getting all the money, they buy up all the property and start building dorms and off-campus housing and stuff. Like even in North Carolina, like A&T. Man, we had just went to that school like 3-4 years ago, check it out for the kids. And it was like, there was a lot of land and everything, but it was, neighborhoods look run down and everything, real small homes. Now we came back, man, they have big old buildings, engineering buildings, math buildings, off-site apartments, totally renovated. Yeah, this is what they do. They let the communities run down, and so the people move out. And then they buy it all up for they buy it all real cheap. Yeah. And then you come back and you're like, whoa, look at this. This campus is remarkable. Yeah. It's happening everywhere.
Yeah, because that's how Louisville is.
Louisville was like that when Lamar got there. When Lamar got there, that's when all the money came, right?
I'm telling you, because I sat there and said, this campus did not look like this. I said, they didn't make campus fly.
I know. I was looking at this tweet, man. It's like, Arkansas, the Arkansas Razorbacks, their campus looked phenomenal. It was like they built it over again. It's like, this look brand new. I was out there.
Taking out of kids.
Yeah. Yeah, I was out there in 2019. I couldn't believe it. It looked like it was a brand new facility. After you were riding past cotton fields and stuff. And you see this remarkable looking campus. Yeah. That's how they do it, man. They tore down all those barns and stuff and built up a brand new campus. They did the same thing with Coppin State College in Baltimore. With all those row houses. Man, they gone now. They got like big sports arena, high-rise buildings with skywalks and stuff. shuttle service, Amtrans and stuff. It's crazy, man. How they doing it? Yeah. Morgan State, same thing. They buying up everything. Yeah, $500 million, more money coming. Towson State. I remember they only had 4 buildings, I remember when I was in school. Yeah, man, they like covered Towson. They spreading into the mall. Yeah, it's like, before colleges used to just buy little off campuses, just find a place to lease. Now they just take it and build onto what they already have. Yeah. All right, ladies. We got to get out of here, y'all. It's almost 11:30. I missed Monday Night Football. All right. Y'all take care, and we will get together again. All right.
Most definitely. Thank you, guys.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of double X.
Positive Power 21.org Internet Radio.
You are listening to Jerry Roycelive-worldwide podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Roycelive-worldwide.
That's right. Time, little buddy. Don't forget, everybody, tune in Tuesday night. That's right. We got Transforming Bible Lives with Dr. B. That's right, Dr. B and company. Starting at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, the testimony with Paula Breon. And then we got Pearls with Veronica. And at 10. So join us, y'all, for the Triple Podcast on Tuesday night. I'm Jerry Roycelive Worldwide, a.k.a. Batman. Have a good night, y'all.
You are listening to Jerry Roycelive Worldwide Podcast.